Is there a crime wave sweeping across the country? Several murders in the recent past, 2 suspicious deaths in Kahavati yesterday, and the discovery of badly mutilated body in Colombo late last night have added to the growing anxiety among the public. How is law enforcement dealing with this? A comprehensive report coming up on Primetime News right now.
Hello there, very good evening. It's great to have you with us here on News First. I'm Sonali Wanigabadage.
And I'm Nadim Majid.
We start off with a look at the stories making the headlines tonight.
In your headlines tonight, the development taking place in Sri Lanka is unbelievable, says Singapore's foreign minister. Minister Wimal Weerawansa ridicules the Geological Survey and Mines Bureau. Parliamentarian Honorable Kumara Disanayaka says the government is wasting the people's money.
රටේ අගනගරේ හතෙන් පස්සේ වහලා කාර් රේස් දුවනවා. අපිට විදුලි බල ඇමතියා කියන එක ලයිට් එකක් ඕෆ් කරන්න කියලා.
And now on to the stories in detail. Visiting Singaporean Minister of Foreign Affairs K. Shanmugam says that the development work that is being carried out in Sri Lanka amidst various difficulties is unbelievable. The Singaporean Foreign Minister expressed this view when he called on President Mahinda Rajapaksa at Temple Trees today.
The meeting between President Mahinda Rajapaksa and Singapore's Minister of Foreign Affairs K. Shanmugam took place at Temple Trees today. During the meeting, the Singaporean minister said that development work that is being carried out in the north and the process of resettlement subsequent to the end of the war are not second to any developed country in the world. He had stated that in such an environment, Sri Lanka is capable of solving any issue by itself. Minister Shanmugam went on to say that during his visit to the north, he had the opportunity to exchange views with the people living there, and they had informed him that they have placed their trust in the program that is being implemented by the president and his government. During the discussion, President Mahinda Rajapaksa had informed the Singaporean Minister of Foreign Affairs that a conducive environment for investment opportunities has now been created in the country with the upliftment of infrastructure facilities and a stable economy.
And up next is our special segment, Crimewatch.
Several incidents of murder has been reported from across the island over the last couple of days. Incidentally, these murders have been reported from populated areas. One murder was reported from Padukka Miguda, while the other was reported from Maharagama. Now, the latest incident was reported down Lawrence Road in Colombo. As you can see, the body has been dumped, according to the police, at this location. Police media spokesperson SP Ajit Rohana said this body was discovered at around 11:30 last night following a tip-off received by the Bambalapitiya police. Our reporters who visited the scene observed that there were several cuts on the body. The police had found out by this morning that the victim was a resident of the Kotte Kallaru East area in Padiklo. The victim had been wearing a black t-shirt with English print, blue shorts bound at the waist by a belt, and had somewhat long hair. Our reporters observed that he was also wearing a backpack. A pair of cycling gloves were discovered near the body, and the police also found a key and a piece of paper from the victim's pockets. The body was removed from the scene only this afternoon following the magisterial inquest. Speaking to News First, police media spokesperson SP Ajit Rohana said 2 police teams have been deployed to conduct investigations into the incident. He said that the Colombo Crimes Division is also conducting investigations, adding that specialists were also being employed in finding evidence. Shamir Rasuldeen, News First, Colombo.
Now, the family of the victim who was killed in Bambalapitiya expressed these views to News First upon arriving in Colombo.
My son was in Colombo for 2 years. He only came home occasionally. His occupation was sending people abroad. He was not very rich. He had sent his wife to London. He worked tirelessly in order to go to London. As far as we know, he had no enemies at home or elsewhere. We received a call at about 11 in the night from his wife in London. She is my sister's daughter. She was the one who informed me of this. This is the victim's residence in Batticlow. His family members had been shocked when news reached them about what had happened.
He was married to my daughter. He lived in Colombo. He gave us the number and asked us to call him. He was going to bring us the password when he was killed.
The police special task force has been deployed in Kahawatha once again. Police media spokesperson SP Ajit Rohana says that this measure was taken following the discovery of the charred remains of two women at their house yesterday. The police media spokesperson added that investigations are continuing into the deaths of the two women.
Two sisters, 61-year-old widow S. Dayavati and 51-year-old S. Tilakavati, residing at a house on Temple Road in Warapitiya, Kahawatha, were killed in this manner yesterday. Relatives said that following a double murder that took place in Kahawatha some time ago, the two women had left their home and had only returned recently. Their charred remains were found in one of the rooms in the house that had caught fire. While burnt pieces of cloth were discovered near the remains of the two women, traces of what appeared to be blood could be seen on them. The magisterial inquest into the incident was held yesterday. Officials from the Government Analyst Department also conducted investigations at the scene. While the house is surrounded by neighbours on three sides, the Veganga flows behind the house. The location too came under scrutiny of the magistrate yesterday. The remains of the two women were removed yesterday following investigations. Police dogs were also deployed at the scene to gather evidence. Police said that numerous pieces of forensic evidence had been recovered. The assistance of electrical engineers was also obtained in the investigation today. This was to determine if an electricity leak or short circuit had caused the fire. Meanwhile, the post-mortem of the two bodies were concluded today. It has not been established as yet as to whether this is a crime. We have deployed 3 police teams to investigate this. The police special task force has also been deployed to beef up security in the area. Several persons were questioned based on forensic evidence recovered using police dogs. The police media spokesperson added that investigations thus far have not revealed whether these deaths bear similarities to several murders that took place in Kahawatha recently. 9 such incidents have been reported in the past in which 10 persons were killed. We have already produced the suspects in all of these incidents in court. If it is determined that this is a crime, then the police will not allow the criminals to evade the law.
Now, could the deaths of the two women in a fire in Kahawatha yesterday be similar to the murders that took place in the area earlier? Why can't such incidents be prevented? Here are some of the views expressed by our viewers on our website www.newsfirst.lk. Lakshmi Pereira believes that there is indeed a problem. She says, quote, "There is a big problem in Kahawatha. I think the authorities should take immediate action to look into it," unquote. Meanwhile, Dean has a somewhat different view. He says, quote, "I think Kahawatha is cursed," unquote. K-Man, that is K_man, wants action. He says, quote, "Find who is responsible and hang them," unquote. Now, an opinion poll was also conducted on whether enough is being done to stem the crime wave. By 8:30 p.m. today, this was the feedback that we received on our website www.newsfirst.lk. 34% have stated that appropriate action has been taken to curb crime. However, 66% have stated that not enough action has been taken to curb crime.
I lost my son. The train ran over him.
We have doubts as to how all 3 bolts came off this footboard.
ආකාරයේ සකත් සංකා පහළ වෙලා තියෙනවා.
What was the outcome of the investigations? Did the relatives of this youth receive any compensation? Investigations have revealed that the accident had occurred as a result of the youth trying to jump off the train. This has been confirmed. I gave the victim's sister's child a job at the railways department. We cannot pay the family any compensation as the accident was not the fault of the railway department.
වන්දියක් දෙන්න විදියක් නැහැ. මොකද දුම්රිය දෙපාර්තමේන්තුවෙන් ඇති වෙච්ච වැරද්දක් නෙවෙයි.
Still in local news, a singular translation of the book Understanding the Venezuelan Revolution was launched at the Sri Lanka Foundation Institute yesterday. The launch was held under the auspices of Minister Vimal Weerawansa.
The book has been authored by Lilanda Gamachi and is a publication of the National Freedom Front. The ambassadors of Cuba and Venezuela were present at the occasion. Gold has been discovered in the Kalni River. I read this in today's paper. According to the Geological Survey and Mines Bureau, this gold is from a deposit and has floated towards this area. When a permit is issued, they could do this legally. Villagers state that this gold has been given by the gods, but the Geological Survey and Mines Bureau should even talk to the gods and find out where this gold is coming from. Meanwhile, it was also revealed in a newspaper recently that oil had been discovered in some well somewhere. These officials are stating that there is no way that oil could be discovered in a well, but there is oil. Minister Weerawansa also spoke about former Army Commander Sarath Fonseca. At present, General Fonseca, like during the war, is making statement after statement similar to what dictators have said. I wonder if he worried whether he will have to go back to prison. What could have been said over a few months, he had said in a few days. As soon as he came out, he said that the government should agree to an international investigation on war crimes, and the way they are behaving shows as if they are guilty of something.